Rain lashed against the windows. Wind howled like a banshee. Inside, Eleanor paced, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. She was alone, again. He promised he'd be back before the storm hit. He promised. Eleanor checked her watch for the 10th time in as many minutes. Past midnight. Where was he? Her gaze darted to the window. Each gust of wind rattled the old, warped glass. Every creak of the house sounded like footsteps on the stairs. He should be here. He had to be. She clutched the worn fabric of his flannel shirt, the one he'd left draped over a chair. It still held his scent, a faint aroma of wood smoke and something comforting she couldn't quite place. Suddenly, a crash of thunder rattled the house, shaking it to its core. Eleanor jumped, her breath catching in her throat. That's when she heard it. A distinct, sharp rapping sound. Someone was at the door. Eleanor froze, her blood turning to ice. Who would be out on a night like this? The insistent knocking came again, louder this time. It was laced with an urgency that sent shivers down her spine. Cautiously she crept towards the door, each step echoing in the silence between the storm's fury. Her hand trembled as she reached for the handle, her mind a whirlwind of terrifying possibilities. Peeking through the peephole, she saw nothing but swirling grey mist and rain. Her heart pounded in her chest. She almost turned back, but something, perhaps a flicker of movement, made her hesitate. Taking a deep breath, she unlocked the door and pulled it open, a sliver at first. The wind whipped rain into her face as she peered out into the storm-ravaged night. There, on her doorstep, lay a basket. The basket was wicker, oddly pristine against the backdrop of the storm. It was lined with a thick, velvet blanket, a stark contrast to the rough-hewn stone of her porch. And nestled inside, swaddled in the plush fabric, was a baby. Eleanor stared, her mind struggling to process the impossible scene before her. A baby, here, on a night like this? Who would abandon a child to the mercy of such a storm? Tentatively, she reached out, her fingers brushing against the soft down of the baby's cheek. It was ice cold. The baby stirred, its eyes snapping open. They were unnervingly large, almost completely black, and fixed on Eleanor with an unsettling intensity. A chill ran down her spine, a prickle of unease that went beyond the natural fear of this bizarre situation. Something wasn't right. She could feel it in the depths of her gut. Section 4. The Silence of the Lamb. Baby. Eleanor stepped back, her heart pounding in her chest. The baby's eyes followed her every move, their gaze unwavering and strangely knowing. It didn't cry, didn't gurgle, didn't make a single sound. The silence was more unnerving than any scream could have been. She had to get help, she had to call someone, but who would believe this? Who would believe that a baby, seemingly untouched by the storm, appeared on her doorstep in the dead of night? As if reading her thoughts, the baby's lips curled into a faint, chilling smile. It sent shivers down Eleanor's spine, a primal fear gripping her heart. This was no ordinary child, she could feel it in her bones. The wind howled outside, the storm reaching a crescendo. The baby's gaze never wavered, its silence more menacing than any storm. Section 5. What lies beneath? Eleanor stumbled back, her hand reaching for the doorknob. She had to get inside, get away from this thing. But as she fumbled with the lock, the basket began to shake. The baby's smile widened, revealing rows of impossibly sharp teeth. They glistened in the darkness like shards of broken glass. Eleanor's breath caught in her throat, a scream building in her chest. Suddenly the baby lunged. It moved with a speed that defied logic, its tiny hands reaching for her, those terrifying teeth bared in a silent snarl. Eleanor slammed the door shut just in time, the sound of a sickening thud echoing through the house. She leaned against the door, her heart racing, every muscle in her body trembling. Silence descended once more, broken only by the relentless fury of the storm. Section 6. A glimmer in the gloom. The first rays of dawn pierced through the storm clouds, casting an eerie glow over the rain-soaked landscape. A lone police car pulled up to the house. its red and blue lights painting the wet asphalt in a macabre dance of colour. Officer Ben Thompson stepped out, his face etched with concern. He'd received a frantic call from a neighbour reporting screams coming from Eleanor's house. He'd known Eleanor for years, a quiet, kind woman who kept to herself. Approaching the house, he noticed something odd. The front door was slightly ajar, a single, muddy handprint marring its white paint. It was impossibly small, like the hand of a child. A chill ran down his spine as he pushed the door open, calling out Eleanor's name. The house was eerily silent, the air thick with a strange metallic scent. And then he saw it. The wicker basket lay overturned in the hallway, the plush velvet blanket ripped and torn. Of the baby there was no sign. But on the floor, amidst the scattered toys and overturned furniture, lay a single, chilling message, scrawled in what appeared to be blood. She wasn't what we expected.